What's good, everybody? It's your boy Chill.
And it's your boy Will.
And this is the Pull Up Podcast.
With Chill Will.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's episode 15. I don't know when I'm going to stop counting episodes. We'll see. But we got a very, 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 very special guest. And before we get to that, we want to make sure that we also talk to you about something very, very, very important.
Mm-hmm. What they need to know.
AKA Chill. We are doing this podcast together, and we need you to like, rate, and review it. Mm-hmm. You know, me and my homeboy, you know what I'm saying, and Tedra, we behind the mic. We've been working really hard on this podcast.
Appreciate it.
Hey, make sure y'all like, rate, and review. There's some sort of rating system on whatever you're listening to this podcast on or watching this podcast on, so make sure that you like, rate us.
Yes.
Top rate.
Follow us on Instagram if you're not already.
Hey, Pull Up Podcast. That's the Pull Up with Chill Will.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you know what I'm saying? It'll be in the comments. But anyway, before we get into all that, or after we get into all that, let's get into the show. Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 15, and we got another very, 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 put your hands up, very, very, very special guest.
That has some church on it.
We got Beau Talley in the building, y'all.
That has some Holy Ghost on it.
Some Holy Ghost on it. Holy Ghost fire.
Yo.
Welcome back to the Pentecostal Podcast.
There it is.
I can't never say it right.
There it is.
Tongue twister.
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling,
man? Good. Thank y'all for having me.
Man, thank you for
coming.
Thank you for
coming through,
man. Yeah,
thank you for coming. It was kind of on some last minute type shit. But
it was.
We don't need to talk about it.
It was, man. Oh, we black.
Came through in the clutch.
Last minute.
It's like as if somehow that explains everything.
Right.
CPT.
Hey, you guys are 30 minutes late. Nigga, we black.
Talking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
That sounds like a Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh, shit. Hey, yo. Oh, my God. We finna cut up today. I don't know why we doing this already, but we finna have a good time. Beau, TLee was asking you something.
Nah, man. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, look, it ain't so much to know about me.
Okay.
My name, I'm Beau Talley. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And let's see, I've been in Atlanta for a year. Actually, a year yesterday. Made it a year.
Hey, happy year anniversary.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think so. Right, so, like, I've been here for a year. I'm a dad. Right? She's about to be 17 next month, November. Yeah, man, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
man.
Bro.
You was
only one?
too early.
Only one.
Yeah.
Only one. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was a dad at 21.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was crazy, bro. And look, my parents ain't even know. Like, I didn't tell them.
Oh, whoa.
I didn't tell them. Literally, like, my daughter was like 5 months, and I brought her over.
No.
Yeah. Nobody knows. Yeah. I brought her over to the house on Father's Day.
Bro,
I know your folks went crazy.
Surprise, nigga, you a grandpappy.
I was like, yeah, come on. I was like, yeah, let's do this right here. Cause you know, like, I was church, man. I was scared. Even at 20, you know what I'm saying?
Even at 20.
Yeah. So I brought her over, and when I got there, my mom was like, she was like, who would let you babysit their baby?
Oh my God.
Father's Day. I was like, yeah. And I walked in. Because I thought it was a perfect day because all my family, my sisters were there, my
brother. You thought you were going to surprise everybody.
Yeah, it's a perfect day.
5 months later.
Like, if we going to go crazy, everybody finna go
you know
crazy
what I'm saying?
at
Right.
one time.
You know what I'm saying? Just break it right there.
Break the news right there.
Yeah, I walked up in there and my mom, so you know, like, I'm 5 months in. My mom kept saying, I can't believe somebody let you babysit their baby. You know, they were surrounding my daughter. And I got offended because I was like, yo, I'm 5 months in, changing diapers.
Right.
And I was like, no, this is my daughter. It got quiet. Yeah, it got quiet just like this. Yeah,
exactly.
Hell yeah,
crickets.
It got quiet.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. My father got up and he walked out. Ruined Father's Day. My brother was like, thanks for ruining Father's Day.
Oh, wow.
No, you like as you were saying this story, I'm like, man, this is a terrible idea.
Right.
This is not the best day for that.
Hey, but we got it done. Everybody knows her. We got it done. Everybody knows her. Everybody loves her. That's what it is.
Yeah, fact. And you're right. Everybody's in love with her now at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you niggas get over
So
it.
did you only go through that, or did your daughter's mom go through that as well? Was it?
Nah, they do on
Okay.
their side.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
she was
everybody
pregnant.
knew.
She had the baby.
Okay.
Yeah. She used to ask me all the time, "Oh, you gonna tell them now?" I'm like, "Nah, they'd be all right." I'm
Wow.
like, "Nah, that'd be good."
Well, wait, hold on. Why? But why would is there like? Tell us why. Why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah, so like some of us, I know we talked earlier before the show about growing up in the church.
Yeah.
So like I grew up in a strict household.
Yeah, y'all wasn't playing.
Oh, it was no TV on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You get up butt early and you gonna go door knocking on the hood to get the hood saved.
Oh wow.
All of that stuff. Yeah, we was doing all of that.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
The hood do need to be saved though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
That might be a song, man.
Right. Don't save us. We don't want to
Hood
be
need to be
saved.
saved. Make a song out of that.
Save the hood.
Oh yeah, T-shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, so I was nervous to tell him. So I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Like at 20, I'm a grown man, scared of my parents. I was like, I ain't telling them nothing.
It's so many people that go through the same thing that come out here. That man, it's no joke, bro. Those restrictions will have you straight scared.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I get it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get it. You have a great relationship with your daughter.
Love my daughter. Yeah.
Dope.
It's right now. It's hey, I need money for this. Hey, I need money for this.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, man, that's the communication right now. You know.
Yeah, she at that age now. She's like, all right, daddy.
Yeah. Oh, I need money. I'm like, hey, I love you. She, oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Cash
Show
at
me
me.
the money.
Right.
Cash at me.
Buy
That.
these shoes.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Run that money, bro.
But I mean, I feel like we was all like that at one point, or maybe almost, or I don't know. We had our moments, I guess.
Man,
I was working, man.
No, for sure.
15.
my daddy didn't give me anything.
Yeah, nothing.
Right.
Well, I was playing organ in the church, so they was like, "That's your payment." I was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" So
My family swear I'm spoiled, but I was the only one like working hella early. I was like, how am I spoiled? I was like, I be doing all kinds of shit for myself. I'm just confused. I ain't gonna ask you niggas for nothing.
right.
Nothing.
Nigga, I wish I was spoiled. Right? Somebody should spoil me. Shit. Oh man. Okay. So, Beau, you're here because you're a musician. We have heard about you through the grapevine. And so you play guitar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who have you played for? We know, but I mean, it's for the people out there.
Man, just algebra, bless it.
Hey, shout out to algebra.
Yeah.
Hey.
Anthony David,
Hey.
Regina
Yes,
Bell, BB Winans, spot dates with people like that or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you play with Regina? I'm playing with her. I'm playing with her.
Are you
playing with her right now?
Yeah, I was where she was. She used the band in DC for a
Okay.
while, for like a year.
So
or
you know Garrison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
still-
my boy.
he's playing with
that's
us
my
right
homie.
now.
Okay, yeah. That's my that's my homeboy. Yeah.
He's playing
so
with us.
we were
He's
playing
killer,
for
too.
her.
Killing sax player.
And it was an interesting time with her, man. I had fun. It was fun, man. Yeah. So
Nice.
Hard. That's hard.
Nice.
So all right. So you play guitar. Do you play any other instruments?
organ, and trumpet.
Okay.
And a little bit of bass. I really can't play bass all like that.
Okay.
weird, yeah.
All right. I am a musician. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
The guy that says that sits down and plays the instrument like he's been playing it for like 15 years.
Nah, I really am whack. I'm really whack. For real.
Guitar is your joint though, right?
Guitar is my thing. Yeah.
Okay. So you understand what's happening. So
Like,
you
that's what
got
I'm saying. How
something.
do
You
you-
got something.
I stand to get better on guitar. I need to get better on it. Yeah. I'll be whack, yo. I'll be faking going guitar. The tape recorder behind me. Pow. Do the movements. People just care about the movements. I'm going to move on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to move on you on the guitar. They were like, dang, he moving. Yeah.
It's like, how's he playing still? He ain't even got a wireless set up. It's like, this nigga's
I'm
amazing.
going to move on you on that git.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been playing?
So I've been playing for 30-something years. I'm 38. So I've been started when I was 5.
Okay.
And the only reason why I played, because I really wanted to play basketball. So like it was like I started when I was 5 and then I put it down. It was like one of those like picking it up because we had guitars everywhere. My dad plays guitar,
nice.
and my grandfather played guitar, so we had them everywhere in the house. But everybody played an instrument in the house. I was like, I'm pressed to be different, so I was like, I'm gonna play basketball. So I was trying to play basketball, and as I got older, I kept getting in trouble all the time. So my dad pulled me off the basketball team. He said, you can't stay out of trouble. So one time I got in big trouble. Major trouble.
What? Like what you do? You was like,
it was something dealing with the Sunday school teacher. I cursed her out or something like that. Yeah, it was bad, yo. It was pretty bad. And so
I mean, that's not that bad.
That's not that bad. The kid curses out.
Sunday
school not that
bad. Some of the shit that I've done.
Like
some
it
of the
was the
shit that
preacher.
I've seen.
And like it was the preacher. This is Sunday school teacher. Yeah.
I got a story for y'all in a second when you're done.
Yeah. So long story short, I was on punishment for the whole summer. So I just stayed in the room and really, really learned guitar. I couldn't do nothing else. Wow. I couldn't do nothing else. So my family didn't, because I got a history of not telling them stuff. So they never knew I played guitar.
Right.
So I just kept it. And then 1 year, so nobody knew I could play.
You can't breeze over that.
My nigga said,
I just kept it.
I just kept it. And we was at church one day.
I got a history here now. Tell about family.
Hey, don't tell nothing. I'm like, nah, I just keep it to myself. Like, it ain't important. I just only tell it when it get important. So one day
it's too late.
Yeah, we had church.
Yeah, she 5 months old now.
5 months, bro. 5 months.
It's important now.
Hey, it's important now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, we was at church and they was hollering about a guitar player. And they was like, well, we need a guitar player. And I was like, I can play.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, no, you can't play.
They looking at you like you crazy.
Especially my father. He was like, shut up. And I was like, no, I can really play. He was like, all right. So they was like, no, give him a chance. So I remember the ride home. He was like, if you can't play, it's going to be me and you. And I was like, I'll play for you when I get home. He's like, no.
All right.
I want to hear you Sunday morning.
yeah.
And I was scared as a mug. So I rolled in there Sunday morning and I played. And then he was like, oh, yeah, that's my boy right there.
Right.
I was like, what you talking about? Nigga, you about to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it started, man.
So that was your first instrument?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then so what came after that? Organ?
No, trumpet came after.
Okay.
And I fell in love with the trumpet and whatever. That was dope. And I always kept it. And the only reason why I started playing organ was I was working at a church and the pastor kept firing all the musicians. He kept firing all the piano players.
Yeah.
So he looked at me one day and was like, you gonna play organ? And I couldn't play like that. And I was like, nah. He's like, no, you gonna play. And
wow.
He said, nah.
So I started that next Sunday and I couldn't play. So I took some time to learn some of the songs and I was nervous because I couldn't do all the church stuff. The whole service.
Right.
And he chastised me it was weird. I was like, I know he know it. Yeah, I was like, I know he know I can't play. He was like, yeah, just stop. I was like, but he pushed me to learn.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show him. So I kept learning. I took classes and all that. So that's how the organ came, which was major. It was a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Ain't it crazy?
That's dope.
That's crazy.
That's really dope.
Let's go back to the badass kids thing for a second, right? I want to, because you say you was a rough kid, so I don't know. We're gonna test the waters here. But so I used to go to. Do y'all have like an alternative school in Georgia or in DC?
Yeah.
Like if you was too bad for regular school, it was like, nigga, get your ass all the way out.
Yeah.
Like what they call it out here?
Alternative school.
Alternative school. Y'all was.
Yeah.
We call it SAC. It was SAC for us. Like
SAC?
SAC. In Texas, SAC. I don't know what it stands for. It's just we just knew like you get SAC, nigga. It's SAC, and you know what? Like being grown now in my grown adult years, I know, right? I look back and I'm like, yo, these niggas was priming us for the pen. Like this was prison, bro.
Wow.
Like this shit was wild that they used to. So you say badass kids.
It wasn't something the way they was trying to help you.
Let me tell you something. Not at all. My first day at SAC. So first of all, I'm not even gonna tell you why I went to SAC. It was for something stupid. It wasn't even my fault. But anyway, I went to SAC. And the first day there, it's like a Hispanic gang and a black gang, and they're fighting. Right? They're having a fight. Like right in the little gym area. And then the principal comes around. He got the megaphone on. He looked like, what's his name? Not Coach Carter, but what's it? Lean on me. What's that guy name?
Oh,
he looked like him. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. What's his name? Don't you hate it when
hate when that
Morgan Freeman. Morgan,
yeah. Whatever, Morgan. Yeah.
So he looked like old buddy with the megaphone. He came out there with a megaphone and he was like, no. Y'all stop fighting, right? And they stopped. They kind of break it up for a second, and he put his hands on somebody in the gang, right? And the gangs got so mad at him for coming and breaking up the fight, they whooped his ass. And
that's not funny.
Jumped it. No, it's not funny. And this is the first day. This is the first thing I saw walking on campus was like them having this fight, beating this teacher up, and him quitting. He was like, I'm not doing this shit no more. Dang. The next day, I come to school. And mind you, this is in middle school, so what is that? That's like 12. I'm like 12. It's kids pulling up to the school in cars, and I'm like, yo. And then, but like different cars, like, yo, didn't you have a different car yesterday? How you getting this car? Orale, there's a lot of Spanish. Like, orale, man, don't ask no questions. You don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? So it was like one of those. And you was like, shit, I don't want to know, nigga. I'm gonna take my ass back inside.
Right.
Other thing, I had this teacher, man. She taught me how to play dominoes. That's how you know it was training you for the pen. I learned how to play dominoes in this school, right? Like the first time I ever played dominoes was in this goddamn penitentiary farm system. It's like the AAA for the pen.
Wow.
And there was this Hispanic guy in the class one time. He said to Miss Wilson, she asked him to read something. I guess he was embarrassed because he couldn't read that well, right? So he ain't want to read it. He hopped up. He said, I'm not reading that shit. After she asked him, I'm not reading that shit, you black bitch, right? And she said, excuse me? And he tried to walk out. She said, no, where you going? She closed the door, locked that hoe, was like, no, I got your bitch. Shoot. And we just watching. We like, oh, shit. We 12. We like, oh, shit. This was fucking him up. God damn. You shouldn't have said that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was, and like just two pieces of his ass. And then that's when I realized, like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
This is the penitentiary, dog. And I went on some real silly shit. You guys, my family, all that. They was like, bro, like I was in the pen. I used to have to take the bus, and when I say the bus, not like the yellow bus. I had to take like the metro. Like you got to take the metro to school, which is not common in Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot for kids. So man, I went to like badass kids school.
That
like,
is, yeah.
We don't like you. We want you to die or go to prison type shit.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes,
I went
you
to
did.
one of them schools.
Wow.
Yes, you did.
I just learned something
For a
new.
little while.
God.
And then I left. And then when I got out of there, I straightened up my act. I was like, I'm not going back to that shit. I'm reformed.
No, you don't. You don't want to go back to that.
I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. By the blood of the Lamb. Hey, yo.
Boy.
Oh, man.
Not going back.
I'm not going back. I was not going back, man.
Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah, I just had to share that story. You had me thinking about it. So when I hear people say badass kids, I'm like, you was all right.
You're pretty good.
You're a pretty good
Pretty
kid,
stand-up
actually.
kid.
You talking about stories, man. I heard y'all talking about something earlier, man. Your story with life, man.
Yeah, man.
Like
Yeah.
what happened?
So 2008. Yeah, 2008. I was 25 and I was having these headaches. And it was around July 4th, around that time. I was having major headaches, right? And I just thought it was, typical, like, just headaches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just taking regular medicine. So as the week progressed, it kept getting worse and worse.
So this happened in a span of a week?
Yeah.
Like
1
you
week.
were fine,
I was good.
and then a week, and all this happens.
Started Monday, and then as the week progressed, it got worse and worse.
Okay.
To the point to where when I would walk, my balance would be off, right?
Nice.
So I went to go visit my parents, and they saw me, and my mom was like, "Yo, what's wrong? What's going on?" And I was like, "I'm good. I just got this headache." And she was just like, "Man, you really don't look good. Like, it's really bad."
Wow.
Right.
So if, you know, for her, she was like, "Look, let's just go," or whatever, because it looks really, really bad. You know, you can't even really walk straight. Mm-hmm. So they rushed me to the hospital, got to the hospital, and originally they were going to send me home because I started feeling a little better.
Okay.
And the doctor was like, "Well, look, let me do an x-ray real quick." Did an x-ray. Went into this room, and like 20 doctors walked in. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, man." I was like, this about to be bad, right?"
Man.
And he was like, "Look, man, you got a tumor covering the back of your head and the top of your spine." He said, "That's why you can't keep balance." He was like, "We got to get you medevac to another hospital right now. If you don't get there now," he was like, "you ain't gonna make it." But they were confused, and they were like, "Yo, how did you make it this far?" Right? I was like, "Man, yeah." So got on the helicopter, blacked out on the helicopter, like totally blacked out. Got to the hospital. I woke up. They were telling me that I was really done on it. That was really the end.
Right.
The helicopter ride was really the end.
So you coded. You died.
That's what they were like, "Yo, it was done. It was
You
done."
were gone.
Wow.
So they were preparing to like tell my parents, I think, like, "Hey, he ain't make it," or whatever. So I started moving and all that good stuff. So they took me in and they were prepping me real quick. A doctor came in and she was like the top neurosurgeon at that time or whatever. She was young too. She was like my age. She was like 25. She was from one of the islands or whatever.
Yeah.
And she came up with this huge book. She opened the book. She was like, I read this by law. So she was telling me all the stuff that could happen to me. She was just like, "Man, you're going to either be paralyzed. You ain't going to play music no more." She was like, "You're going to either be blind." Then she closed the book. She was just like, "I'm going to be honest with you. We don't think we're going to be able to pull you out of this." And I was just like, but the whole time I was quiet. I was just quiet. I ain't say nothing. And my dad was in there.
Why would you tell it to somebody? It's like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy,
terrible
man.
bedside manner.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right. So she was just like, "Oh, we don't think that we could pull you out of this thing." She was honest, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, well. And I just kind of figured, because at that time in my life, I was wilding anyway, too. So I was just like, you know, like I was just, you know, I grew up church, right? I grew up church, right? You know, so I got a great relationship with God. And at that time, I wasn't even trying to seek him or find him. I was just like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not trying to do anything in church.
Yeah, for sure.
So at that time, I just was like, "Oh yeah, this is it." Because I don't think I could pray. Because I didn't. I was like, I don't think I could do it. But my dad prayed. And I believe because he believed, I pulled through that surgery. You know what I'm saying? Because I just was like, this is about to be it. So that was a major situation. The recovery process, hard.
Yeah.
It was tough because I had to teach myself how to walk again.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow, man. It's a blessing, bro.
Gracious. How long was the recovery process?
It was about 2.5 years, 2 or 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. It was weird. Yeah.
Look at you. You playing and doing all kinds of shit.
That's
still, man.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That's all God, bro.
Man.
I promise you.
It is.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, he was talking about your situation with the tumor, man, and then you know, it's like the way that you dealt with it, though, because you could have very well been the weaker person and said, you know what, this I'm just gonna give in to this.
Right.
Absolutely.
How can I, if they saying that I can't, you know what I'm saying? But your faith, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And who, you know?
Look, I thought that too. At that moment, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know. But the fact that I woke up from it was like, all right, God sees something in me. You know, and that's it right there. That's major right there.
Yeah.
He thought enough of me to be like, look, I'm gonna give you another chance. And so from there on, I just ran with it. Mm-hmm. So look, I do my heathen ways here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a work in progress.
Nobody is perfect.
Yeah, nobody. And I was gonna ask, like, so what does that feel like? God, you know, I've not been put in that position. I hope not to be in anytime soon. But what does that feel like to be in a position where you're saying to yourself, shit, this is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that feel like? Like, how does that moment feel to you?
It's like once you come into the knowing of your faith and you know that you're supposed to do right, but you still choose to do wrong or whatever, it hits different at that time. So when you are put in that situation, sometimes God will put you in that situation to be like, hey, look, I'm trying to wake you up.
Right.
So that you can see better for your life and make the right choices and move forward. And sometimes it takes that, you know, so that's why I always embrace trials and tribulations and issues and stuff like that. I'm like, people think I'm crazy. I smile when
listen,
some
bro.
issues, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, that means something major.
Right.
What choice do you have?
Yeah.
Right.
This is something we always, going through divorce, man. I went through divorce in 2020, and I made a very conscious decision to say, okay, rather than me live in resentment and anger, let me find why this is happening for me to get better, for me to grow and find the greatness and the goodness in it, the growth in it, because life is growth. Even negative and positive grows us either way.
Right.
It's just our perception of how we choose to deal with what's happening. So it's perfect, man. You make a decision, and then you make a decision to see the other side, because it's there. We just are taught for some reason. We know why, because that's just what the world is.
Absolutely.
It's evil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're taught to focus on so much negativity, man, when you put the same amount of energy and positivity and you get so much back.
Look, I always say
so
all the
much
time,
back,
and negativity is indeed sinking sand. It's not solid ground to build on. So if you can channel that negativity into something positive, then you can build on that.
Yep.
And that's what you got to do.
That's what you have to do. That's what it's there for,
Right.
ultimately.
You know what I'm saying? It's what you choose to do with the trial and tribulation. Some people just be like, oh, it's whatever. And they just get worse. But I'll take a trial and tribulation and be like, all right, what's the, accept some accountability. Right. Let me accept some accountability. Because some of us bring issues on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So accept that accountability, learn from it, and start building on it. And that's how I'm like, look, I only want to be around people. I love people that been through stuff, because you can go to war with folks that have been, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine that we've had on the podcast, KO, he talks about it's a warrior spirit. He's like, it's not necessarily that because like you said, you can go to war. It's like the people that you know, it's like, man, they're not gangsters, they're not that, but they've been through some things, and you can go to war with them one way or the other. Because they just been through some things, you know what I'm saying? And if they can go through that, then they look at this like, oh well, this is just another hurdle. Do y'all? Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like negativity is easier, or negativity is the thing that comes first? Because let me make that make sense, right? Because I've seen children. It's like, how does a child know what they can and can't do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's always interesting to me. Like, especially when I watch my daughter and watch the kids that she play with. I can't. And it's like, how do you know that you can't? You haven't tried. You don't. Like, how do you not? Why is it not in a child's nature to say, let me try first? But like, why is it not? So I guess the question is like, do y'all feel like negativity is like the default, like the automatic mode? You know what I'm saying? And we have to learn to be positive, because it feels like that's a good question. We gotta learn to be positive.
Well, because of what you just said, my answer would have to be no. Because as a child, we don't know any better. We often are much happier, and we lean without even thinking about it to positive. That's why kids will get up and it's just life is a bliss for them. So no. I think that positivity comes first. The world and what we are surrounded around and what we are taught brings in all those other, It's like, okay, it's like for an indirect example, today, Destiny, as she said, we went to go jumping on the trampolines and stuff, and she falls and she says, shoot. I said, where'd you get that word from? I said, I never heard you say that. You weren't saying that when you was 3 or 4, so why do you feel like you need to say that word now? It's because of what she's been around. It's because of what she's listening to. You know what I'm saying? So we have to watch what we ingest.
That's so good. Because, like, negativity, I think, is so, like, all right, if you make a decision that you want to do better, the people around you going to push that negativity on you.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
Because that's validation for a lot of people. Negativity, like, man, oh, no, why you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why you want to do that business? Why you want to start that business?
Yeah.
Why you want to do that? Why you want to do a podcast? Why you want to get better at that? You know what I'm saying? You want to go to the gym? Why you want to do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that negativity, right?
Yeah.
And it keeps you, and if you fall into it, it will keep you stagnant and you won't build. So you really have to like block that out. And I was like, as you get older, because like that children's scenario, that's good. That's really, really dope. So when you get older, because like when people go through certain stuff, and it's like some people just don't want to see you get better.
They don't.
Right. They don't.
Because they know that they're not going to.
They're not going.
They have no plans of getting better.
That's projecting their energy onto you. It's like, hey, I don't see this for me, so I definitely can't see it for you.
Right.
So so let me hate on it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I always have looked at it as such, like, oh, they just can't. They just don't see it for themselves.
Exactly.
Y'all not hating on me because y'all really hating on yourselves.
Yeah.
You know what
we was talking about this before the podcast. People, treating other people in a negative way because they don't see it the way they don't see eye to eye. Like we're all different people. You're not gonna, and it's okay. Like that's the thing. We need to learn to be okay when somebody does not agree with us or does something like because if they don't, just because they don't want to grow, now they don't want you to.
Right. And I always feel like that ain't your problem. That's their problem at that point. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. 100%, bro. And I've learned to not even be bothered. Like, to just not even care.
I'm going to interject. Can you talk about musician mental health, like, since we're on this topic?
Sure.
Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah. We could have segued that a little bit better, but that's okay. I mean,
she just roughed it. She just roughed it.
I mean, I'm looking at the time.
This is the Pull Up Podcast with CHILLW.
Anyway, nigga, tell me about it.
I'm intrigued. I want to know. I want to know what you know.
That's funny. All right, where we starting at?
We're gonna talk about. I think what Tedra's asking is, so we know that you are heavily involved in mental health awareness, especially for musicians, and I can understand why. You know what I'm saying? So we want to talk to you about that, man. Talk to us about what got you into that? What got you into?
Got you
focusing on that.
So I started doing music lessons. So I started doing guitar lessons, right? And the guitar lessons actually started to turn into therapy sessions. So some of the students will call and be like, hey, so I started to embrace it more. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to run with it.
Right.
And I started doing some more studying and stuff like that. Went to school and stuff like that with it. And so what ended up happening was the biggest thing about musicians, because I'm a musician, you're a musician, and stuff like that, right? And so we know the musician issues and that we see. And musicians are kind of looked at. It's funny. Music is so important, but it's not looked at as like a major thing. Like people will brush off musicians. And it's weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird.
And so, right. So, but if you look throughout the history of musicians over time, so there's a stat out. And the stat is 71.3% of musicians in the history of being musicians suffer some signs of mental health issues, right? And so here's the thing that's weird about that is musicians make up 1% of the world, right? So it's really, really small that we make up, right? We think it's a lot because we hang around musicians, but really in the grand scheme of it, we just like that, right?
That's why we all see the same people all the time.
So you got that number, 71.3% or whatever. It's probably more now. And 1%, that's a lot. That number is like, wow, right? And so they suffer through these issues. And we see it. We see the different musicians that pass from drugs and things of that nature. But if you break down some of the typical regular independent musicians, they going through, because they only work the job of being a full-time musician, so they are suffering through like income, and like the average medium income for a musician, a full-time musician, the average is really like $25,000 something or whatever. And like we see the prices of what stuff is, man, that's going to stress you out. So you deal with that. You deal with being accepted, right? Because a lot of musicians deal with trying to be accepted amongst other musicians and stuff like that. So they worry about that. And so they suffer through that. And then they suffer through everything else. And so people will look at a musician, or we look at stars, and we look at, we go to shows, musicians are performing, and we're like, it's entertainment for the normal, regular human being, right?
Right.
And they don't think that those people go through anything. That's why I always tell musicians, like, man, focus on your mental health. Like, take your time. Go see a therapist. Go talk to somebody. Yeah. Go focus. If you're going through something, man, take the time to deal with it. Right.
Yeah. A lot of times, musicians, especially singers, especially like headline performers, I'm assuming a lot of musicians as a whole, we bearing souls out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we bearing a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's a lot that comes with that. We want to be received well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of time, energy, focus that's all coming out in one moment when you're performing. So it definitely can come across to everybody else like, oh my God, these guys are just performing, but it's like they didn't see all the long hard nights that you had rehearsing and all those things that they don't see those things, and they don't seem to care either.
I was just real quick. I was one time, which really kind of heavily got me more into that space. I was in Houston. We was on the road. And the background singer, so background singer, we did this show, and after the show was over, man, this background singer, she broke down in tears, like right when the show was over. We went in the backstage, and she broke down in tears, fell to her knees, and we was like, "What's going on?" And not that anything like major, she was having a mental breakdown. And she just broke down, and it was crazy. And it was just like, yo, they go through stuff, And she was just going through stuff, man, because her life was the road. It was the road. And she never took the time to really kind of like take time to rest or to talk to anybody about any other issues. Because she just was like, man, I never thought anybody would care. Right. So I just kept it to myself.
Right.
How much do you think that's worth? The traveling and not being home and missing out on whatever that is at home that you're missing out on, family, kids. Old, like, man. How much is that worth? When do you say I can't anymore? When do you say I'm done? When do you say it's too much?
It depends. Yeah, and it really depends. It depends on the situation. Like if you got the situation, if you got it together to where you got it down to a good science when you're on the road and you're doing your thing. Like we were talking, like when you're young, because there's levels to it, right? Yeah. When you're young, it's the world to be on the road. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But man, some people miss it for, because you'll be on the road and then, man, you don't have the family life. Yeah. You can't experience like your kids growing up and stuff like that or whatever. You lose touch. And sometimes it's not like, you got to know when to put it to the side, but it's not worth it to like, if you're breaking down and you ain't got nobody to talk, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think if you're by yourself, it's one thing. You don't have any other responsibilities, and you don't even have a desire to. Your connection to family may not be so tight. But if you're a person that is into family and you have a family, it has to be like the long term. I see a lot of people do it, and they have great women beside them and men that's willing to deal with them not being home, but you miss out on so much.
Yeah.
When you out for years and years and you got family like that. Yeah, I just always wonder.
Hey man, it take a special type of woman.
Yeah, absolutely.
To deal with a musician that dates a musician, man. You know what I'm saying? I think vice versa too.
Late nights, late nights every weekend. That type of stuff around a whole bunch of people throwing stuff at throwing everything at you.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all already know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Because it can get weird.
It can get weird. It can get froggy out here.
Something else. It can get interesting.
But you know what? So the other thing is, it's it's not how much money we always make, and I've learned this for myself. Sometimes it's what we do with our money.
Yeah,
that's
and as musicians, we don't do right with our money when we are making it.
Right.
Yeah. When it's coming in and it's just what we doing. We buying shoes, we buying clothes, we looking fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spending. I mean, look. When I was at the height of doing things and I was busy all the time. A BMW, I'm riding around I couldn't afford no BMW.
Yeah.
I was able to buy it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford a BMW.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
with the maintenance and everything that comes along with something like
so
that.
So is that something that you incorporate into, you know, I guess is that one of the things like financial literacy and just, you know, being smart about how your business and
it's
stuff
major. Cause like you a musician and you like great example, man. You a musician, you driving around in a fancy car and you ain't got no health insurance. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or life insurance and you got kids.
That too.
Yeah.
You know, that was big. You know, after my mom passed away in 2020, and like just dealing with that because, you know, shout out to my sister. You know, she lived with my mom. You know what I'm saying? So it hit us both hard, obviously. But you know, that was somebody I had been away from the house for a long time. Mm-hmm. So for her, she was like, this is the person I wake up to every morning. You know what I'm saying? She's gone now. So I literally had to do everything is what I'm saying. I had to bury my mother. I had to put all the information, out there. I had to get all the insurance, all that stuff. But in doing so, getting her will, all that. And in doing so, it just hit me. I was like, man, we got to take care of our shit. You know, like
absolutely.
This is, not only is this a lot of shit, and she did pretty good. You know, there was some things that slipped through the cracks, but she did pretty good because she had cancer and she knew it was coming at some point. So she was starting to put her ducks in a row. But it's important, you know, whether you're a 25-year-old musician, whether you're a 45-year-old musician, whether you're a 60-year-old musician, 30-year-old, it's important to go ahead and start putting your shit together now. Like start, you know, because I guess what, bro? Like, I don't know why people are so afraid to talk about it, but you gonna die. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gonna die. Like, the unknown is frightening, but what is very known is that you're gonna die. Mm-hmm. And when you die, if you got people behind you, what are you gonna leave for them? How are you gonna help them move on? The last thing that you want for your folks to have to deal with when you pass is a pile of bills. Yeah. And that is the last thing that you want somebody to have to deal with. Yeah, absolutely. Or to be beefing over a home or some shit like that. That's the one thing I noticed too. Like people just be beefing over property. It's like, man, the person is more important, bruh. Like, and y'all it's ridiculous. Over property. Y'all can't wait to bury this person to take their shit.
Right. To fight over.
You know what I'm saying? To fight over their shit. So it's like, man, you know, set that stuff up so one. Ain't nobody fighting because that stuff tears families apart, man. It tears people apart. Because they, you know, there's no.
Because people want a handout.
Yeah, everybody wants what they want, and everybody feels entitled to what they feel like, especially if it's your parent and you got multiple siblings or something like that. It's like, well, I'm the oldest. Well, I'm the youngest. Well, I'm the middle. Like, what do any of that mean? Like,
right.
Nothing. It don't mean shit. You know?
It means nothing.
You know, so, you know, just put all your shit in, and, you know, if you need a good financial advisor, holla at me and TLee, man. We got a good guy.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Shout we out also to Josh. Had a financial guy.
Josh Knight.
Yeah. We also had a financial guy last week on our last episode.
Darnell Jackson.
Yeah, he came and gave us a lot of good tips. Maybe we need to bring somebody in and kind of teach us because he taught us how to like get money. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need
through
to
credit,
talk about somebody. Yeah, through credit. Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to bring Josh or somebody on to teach us how to invest our money.
That would be,
you know what I'm saying?
That would be great.
Yeah, because musicians need to know that. Musicians, we looking out for y'all, man. That's what this is all about. Yeah. Tedra look like she just can't wait. She got the frog pose.
Speaking of teach, now it's time for Will to teach us his word of the day.
Damn!
After this.
Hey!
After this,
this new format be
this is.
Keeping that mud.
And now it's time for Will's word of the day.
She made it sound sexy for you, dog.
I got the Eartha Kitt on.
I'm just trying to get these ratings, man.
Oh, snap.
Man.
Oh, the people out there think they got something for you can do for some ratings. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. You too. No.
Trouble. Here comes trouble. You too.
No Harvey. No Weinstein head ass. All right. What? Will's word of the day today. Can I get a drum roll, please? Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Infracaninophile. Jesus Christ. Infracaninophile.
Is he really doing this right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he really doing this right now, T?
You guys better spell it.
What? Say it again. Now say the whole word again.
Infracaninophile.
Press the little speech button.
That's what it said. It said infracaninophile.
I want to hear somebody else say it.
You stupid.
Infracaninophile.
What I just say?
Frank went to his 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Franklin 9 to 5.
Franklin got a
Uncle
9
Franklin went to his 9 to 5.
Franklin got a 9 to 5. Oh my God.
Smell like French fries.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Infracaninophile. Okay. What does this mean?
Part of speech, noun. Origin, American English, 20th century. What does it mean? One who loves and roots for underdogs. Ooh. Come on, bro. That's a hard one. Come on, dog. That's a hard one. I like that one. I struck gold this time.
The meaning
and Frank 9 to 5. Yeah. Yeah.
And Frank a 9 to 5. Yeah, because them 9 to 5 ass niggas ain't finna win.
Exactly. He rooting for himself. Come on, with my own word.
And Frank a 9 to 5.
Bus drivers. He's not finna win.
You're not gonna get rich from that.
Oh man, you can root for them all you want. That don't mean they gonna win. Competitors at a disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
One who loves and roots for underdogs. In Frankaninophile.
Is there a sentence?
That should sound German.
It does. It does.
All right, here's a sentence. Irma's such an infrankaninophile.
Irma?
How old is that dictionary?
Irma about 38. And he'd be like, man, how the hell are your parents? I thought we stopped naming niggas Irma way back in the day. Anyway, Irma's such an infrankaninophile that she changes her favorite baseball team every year to whoever's lowest in the standings.
Ooh.
Or two, the infrankaninophile in me always wants to see the end of the game to find out if the loser turns it around. Infrankaninophile.
I like it.
So for
a
all
Pisces came up with this word.
No,
Yeah.
a Cowboys fan came up with all these words. Shout out to all the Cowboys
Did I say
fans.
something wrong?
All you guys are infrankanophiles.
Yep.
Fuck that star.
Yeah. With all might. Golly. God.
Houston shit.
Hey, Will. Hey, Houston boy.
Hate that boy.
Let's ask Beau what he's singing in the shower.
On child.
Singing in the shower.
Singing in the shower?
Yeah, what you singing in the shower? Not actually singing in the shower. You ain't seen the show. You don't know. But we gonna tell you.
Okay. We gonna let you know.
Singing in the shower is our segment where we say, hey man, if there's an indie artist that you fuck with, you like to spotlight, or just anybody whose music or art you would like to share with the group and the community, we'd like to hear it.
So this is this guy by the name of Doobie Powell.
Oh yeah, Doobie's
Yeah,
bro.
I know about Doobie.
Yeah.
Doobie Powell is so underrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just
That
so
whole family.
dope.
That whole family.
He's
The whole
dope,
family,
man.
bro.
I'm saying he's a vibe, man.
The
It's
whole
totally
family.
unmatched.
I used to walk through AIM
Yeah.
every year, man.
Uh-huh.
Just waiting for them
Just
cats
wait
to
for-
sit down and play.
He's crazy, man.
Knew
It's
it
a
was gonna be
vibe.
good.
Man,
Yeah.
so what does he have a new album out or what? Like what?
I don't know
what
if
are
he
we
has a new thing out or not. I don't know.
No,
Just-
I
just
think his
in
last
general.
album.
It don't
in
matter.
general.
You can
All
get
the
like some of
stuff
his
is
old
dope.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
a vibe. You'd be like, dang.
Finding Myself
Dang.
Again is my favorite album right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That album's crazy.
Doobie Powell.
Yeah.
Doobie Powell. Shout out, bro. Yeah. But you know, hey, look, in the actual shower though, like for real, I know it's like literally though. Man, I'm achy breaky heart, bro. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm country,
No,
country music.
right, my heart.
My achy breaky heart.
I just don't think you understand.
You know what I'm saying? I can't sing like how Algebra was singing her wonderful song in here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but you know what? Hey, you know, are we speaking of some country shit? All right, come on, man. Let's put it out there. You know what's another one? Friends in low places.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I got friends in low places.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Country music a vibe.
It actually is.
Oh,
It
it's
actually
vibe,
is.
well,
Sit down and really
we
listen to
created
it.
it, so
Yeah. Yeah.
They talk about that
not
life.
us, but black.
I just showed one of my home. That was you. I showed last night about Roy Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
The dude who Elvis literally took everything
literally
from.
took his whole swag. Like, look, it took his whole swag. He looked like he was a high yellow nigga too. So he looked. He
was.
He looked just like.
Boy, y'all wild, man. Y'all so wild in here.
And he looked like Terrence Howard without the mustache. He was up there. Oh, blue.
Wow.
Boy.
Only
Hey, man.
can make the world seem bright.
What's next, Tedra?
Lord have mercy.
What's next?
So usually we will do fan questions here.
Fan questions.
Ding. But we're gonna do something different. It's called Beau Knows.
Beau knows.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
How old
That's
are y'all?
new.
Did I get
Beau
it?
knows.
Is it new?
Do y'all normally do this on the show?
No.
It's something called Beau's Nose?
No,
No,
we just
no.
did it because
Oh, just 'cause I'm
Beau
here?
and,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, we just flip it around.
All right, cool.
Tedra did that.
I was like, wait, this is part of the show?
So I'm
I
gonna
was like, dope.
give you one or two questions, and it's gonna test how black you are.
Okay.
Oh, this is the
well,
game
I
show.
felt-
All right.
Well, I
This is the
felt.
game show.
He's out there.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
I'll make it easy for you. So, Beau, do you know the person who played Bishop in Juice?
no.
He was. You heard him, man. He only was watching TBN for half his life.
Okay,
TBN.
Beau.
You can ask me some church questions.
All right, I got you. Who is
How many
the lady?
Hebrew boys was it? How many Hebrew boys? 3. 1.
What was the name? What was the name of Noah's sons?
Wow.
Yikes! Seems to me you already lost, and I shouldn't continue.
Dang.
He said you gotta
All right,
ask
Beau.
me some church questions.
Who is on the main line?
Jesus.
Okay. All right, I got a second question.
I can't even call his name.
Beau, in time of need, who do you want to take the wheel? Who do you want to take the wheel?
Who do you want to take the wheel?
My provider. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Who are the 12 tribes of Judah?
Name the 12 tribes. That got it.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
That's what Beau knows.
Bo no.
Oh man.
The Lord.
Name the
Amen.
tiger
Oh,
of
the
Judah.
Lord.
That's a trick question.
Hey! No, it's a lion. No, sir. You got the wrong animal. It is a lion. Don't you put no tiger on my God.
Tiger on my Jesus.
Don't put no tiger on my Jesus.
Oh, this is a Bengal tiger.
Boy, y'all
Once
crazy.
again,
Yeah.
welcome back to the Pentecostal Podcast.
Oh,
and
my
speaking
God.
of Pentecostal, it's now time for TLee's
Oh my God.
teachable moment.
Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen.
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 Let the church say amen again.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I am not a preacher.
It's the Pentecostal Podcast.
Nah. You said something earlier, and it blew my mind because I said this the last time. Every time I choose something to say, it always ends up coming into the conversation. You said something at the top of the conversation about people saying they can't when they haven't done it yet. which was my moment. Don't say that you can't just because you haven't. Because that's what we do.
Right.
Something we've never tried. We haven't done anything, but we so quick to say I can't because doubt is set in before confidence for some reason. We talked about the opposites earlier. It's like, why? Just do it. And then decide whether or not you can or you can't. Then you actually know.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't know until you try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
And it's always for me. And it's always for
whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can.
There you go.
You are right.
Yes, that's right.
All right.
Shabo.
Shabo. Yeah.
Is that the male version of Shubba?
We in there.
Of Shaba.
Shabo.
That's the Hebrew version. For
Shabo.
For Shabo.
Shabo.
That's Shaba in Hebrew.
Okay, never you mind.
What? Shabo.
We acting a goddamn fool today. Oh my God.
It's been good times, man. Thank you again, man, for coming through, bro.
Yeah. This was
man.
fun.
We had a blast with you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
This was fun. This was dope.
Instagram, where people can follow you, where they can find out about, what your program and everything.
They can find me at the Beau Talley Show on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. Yeah.
We forgot to let them know about the podcast.
Yeah, we really did.
We didn't say that, so let's talk about that.
Ain't no podcast.
Forget it.
You can't talk about the podcast on the podcast.
I forgot about it too, man. I forgot about it too. We talking about them life issues, man. That matter. That's more important. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We love to hear about tell the people where they can hear about the podcast.
So the podcast is on YouTube. I post some of the clips on Instagram, and pretty much I bring artists in the Atlanta area and let them tell their story, let them do a song, sometimes their originals or whatever, and it's a dope vibe, man. Whatever. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
How often does it come out?
I do it every week, so I record everybody. Like I pick a day, record like 4 or 5 artists in one day, and then release it.
Don't tell them all the tricks.
Yeah, I know. Dang. It's the drink. It's the drink. Yeah.
It's the drink.
Yeah. But no, every week it comes out every week or whatever.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet.
Good.
Man, Beau Talley, we had a blessed time with you, brother.
Blessed time.
Glad to be in the service. One more time.
One more time.
Yeah. This was fun, man.
I'm wrapping up, y'all. I swear.
Do I need to pull the box out? The Dave Chappelle box? Wrap it up.
I'm closing, y'all. We almost.
We getting ready to close.
Yo, it's the Pull Up Podcast. It's your boy Will.
It's your boy Chill.
And this is the Pull Up Podcast.
Yes, sir.
With Chill Will. Well, anytime you want.
Anytime you feel.
Pull up on Chill Will.
Hey.
We're going to see y'all next Tuesday, y'all.
Peace.